32.
32. Sorry, getting caught up here. All right, Senator Harbison, you want to do a quick presentation on your bill? Is he here? He's not here. Senator Robertson, I think you were second signer on it. Would you like to walk us through it? What's your number there?
Number one, as always, Mr. Chairman.
Number one in our hearts.
Mr. Chairman, I believe what this is related to, which I'm positive what it's related to, is right now, to use Columbus, Georgia as an example, which myself and Senator Harbison represent, any city-owned vehicle that's, here he is.
Go ahead and finish, and I'll let him add on.
Any vehicle owned by the Consolidated Government of Columbus is a self-insured vehicle, and if that vehicle, say it's owned by a fire chief or it's a law enforcement vehicle, if it goes over into the state of Alabama, Alabama does not recognize the coverage that vehicle has, and there's some liability issues associated with that. And so the Consolidated Government of Columbus have asked us, myself and Senator Harbison and the others in our delegation, to try to get a conversation started with the state of Alabama so that we could resolve this problem for cities that border with Alabama.
All right, well, I'm going to ask somebody who actually knows what's in it. So, Senator Harbison, if you'll give us a little more clarity there. I'm just kidding. Thank you, Senator Robertson.
I know you were kidding, sir.
From the 29th, excuse me, I'm out of breath running up.
Take a moment if you need to.
Thank you. Mr. Chairs, my able colleague said I talked to the mayor there and the city manager, and they both have some concerns about hot pursuit and those kinds of things regarding city vehicles, and they're asking for this possible relief coming from the Attorney General.
Okay. Do we have any questions from committee members? No questions. All right. Okay, I'm sorry. Leader Gooch. What's your number?
Number 5.
Five.
I think I understand what it's doing, and it's only applying to Columbus, Muskogee, because that's a consolidated community versus any other county which already has immunity. Is that the reason?
Yes, sir. And it's Alabama specifically.
Right,
So
but there's no other consolidated communities that border other states.
there are, but this names Columbus only, so
Okay.
that would be it here. And I have not gotten any
So-
indication that it will otherwise affect other consolidated governments
Okay.
bordering other states.
Gotcha.
All right, Senator Anderson.
Kind of backing up on that, I mean, all over the, like with my area, with Augusta, dealing with South Carolina, with Aiken, with North Augusta, I mean, would this type of language cover us in other states or just Alabama? I mean, should we need to look at other bordering states?
Is Augusta, y'all aren't consolidated though, are you?
Yes,
Oh, you are? Okay.
yes.
There you go.
You have two, I believe, two, like Columbus and I believe it's Augusta. And Athens is consolidated, but it's not bordering another state. So, but this specifically names Columbus, so that's why I would be saying that's a pretty narrow about what it applies to. But if you're going to bring in the context of consolidated governments, that's another matter. And this specifically says negotiation by way of the Attorney General with Alabama and Georgia, so, and Columbus specifically.
Senator Dugan.
So, thank you, Mr. Chairman. What I'm looking at here is y'all have already done some negotiations with the state of Alabama. This wouldn't.
I believe my understanding is from the mayor of Henderson is that for a couple of years ago they've been talking about it and expressing that. And as the senator from the 29th as said earlier, I believe that the law enforcement people have talked before as well because of the common problem between two states. I mean, two states.
Follow up, Mr. Chair. So it sounds like it would be appropriate for Augusta, Richmond, and South Carolina, but because those negotiations have not been done yet, it'd be better to go ahead and get this one done and then let them form their own.
That would be my
negotiation.
hope.
Okay, I see where you're going. Thank you.
Any other questions? Senator Watson, what's your number there?
I'm not mad.
Are there no further questions? Senator Rhett?
I was just looking for more concrete example of immunity. Is it immunity from
Speak into a mic, please.
number 4?
There you go. Thank you.
That's after number 3.
And before 5?
Yes, sir. I was looking for a more concrete example of immunity. Is it, let's say they get into an accident or something in pursuit, or, and if that's the case, isn't that already kind of covered, or you understood?
No, sir, this is not qualified immunity that we talk about when a lot of times we talk about law enforcement. This is reciprocal immunity, so if any of our equipment goes over, let's say there's a tornado goes through Eufaula. We send our fire equipment over there and emergency equipment over there, and they hit something, run over something, then they can turn around and be sued because they're in the state of Alabama, where if it's happened in the state of Georgia, they could not be. So this just carries that immunity that they have in the state of Georgia across the state line with them, and we would do this in agreement with the state of Alabama. All this is a resolution encouraging the state of Alabama to negotiate with the consolidated government of Columbus to be able to come to this agreement.
And it's encouraging only, encouraging.
Actually, I believe we're urging, not encouraging.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
Words matter.
It does.
Any further questions from the committee? All right, now would be the proper time. What's the number?
Number 10.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, at the appropriate time, would move due pass on,
Now's the appropriate time.
okay,
and
SR 32. Now we got a second.
I have a motion from Senator Watson of due pass. I have a second from the minority leader. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, raise your right hand. Oh, I can't vote. I'm just showing y'all what to do. Sorry, I got excited. All opposed, since my vote don't count? No, passes unanimous, so we'll see it on the floor tomorrow. Thank you, Senator, for bringing this great piece of legislation. And this meeting is adjourned.